Y'all, somebody playing with me. I don't know what's going on. But come on back in the room, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me because, child, listen, I got to make sure y'all can hear what I'm saying. Come on back in the room, peoples. Come on back in the room. Matter of fact, let me check myself. Y'all, we had some sound issues before, so I'm just trying to make sure y'all can hear me. Check myself. Oh, I can hear myself. All right, perfect. All right, y'all, we're gonna have to sit through this intro one more time. All right, but we're gonna get into it because it's a lot of audacity going on in this episode, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's go.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming here with a force. Yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, in a rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life, man. But thank God for the journey that's to the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah. Blessings all for my right hand. But I toast to the friends that they come to me. Lord, one time, sit down in a class and we pour that. Only see the road and me go on with the road.
Looking for ways to improve your health? Look no further. Visit www.shayreneeonline, where we provide healing beyond the prescription pad. We have hand-blended teas and herbs that are going to provide you with ultimate immune health, cold-pressed juices, as well as sea moss gels that are going to provide you with your daily vitamins and nutrients in just 2 tablespoons. Shop www.shayrenee.net and receive free shipping on all orders over $75. Don't wait because a healthy life is ahead. Y'all, thank you so much for trudging through all my sound issues, child. Let me know that y'all can still hear me in the chat. Somebody was messing with my mic, I guess. They don't want me to say what I got to say because I got a lot to say, okay? So y'all, season 6, episode 30, all right? I don't know what they titled it, but I'm going to title it The Bitch Assness of Martell Holtz. That's what I'm going to charge it as because the audacity is at an all-time high in this episode. You got a lot of people capping for the most manipulative individual in the United States of America. I'm convinced. It's really baffling to me that Kimmy and Tisha, with all the stuff that they got going on, you can still sit here and defend the likes of this BSer over here. It's a BS-a-thon going on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the review, y'all, but there are some things that I'm going to add in because if a lot of y'all watched Mel's live, some of this stuff will make sense as to the hotel, the ring that Martell was wearing, right? The manipulation. Please keep in mind, this is around the time of the Revenge P plot. She found out about it right before they went on this trip. So remember, keep that tucked in the back of y'all beautiful brains about him saying real quick and trying to send me to jail. We're going to talk about that. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, okay? Season 6, episode 30 starts off where they are doing trust falls. I wouldn't trust none of these people in this room as far as I can throw them. Not as far as I can throw them if I was Mel. Please. I would not be falling into nobody's arms in this room at all. Not at all, period. Not even Nell, which set this up. Okay? So Stormy and Letitia go first. Tisha kind of stalls and doesn't really fall all the way in Stormy's arms. I mean, I wouldn't want to fall into somebody's arms too that I've been copying. Like, I don't understand Tisha at all. Like, you are upset with Stormy, but you copying her ish. I don't understand. But y'all, I'm rude. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Okay, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna have a good time in this review. But we're gonna have us some hot chocolate and our best slippers tonight. And we're gonna wake up with them kids that probably don't deserve all the stuff that we done used our hard-earned money to go and buy them in the morning. Can we all say amen? Okay, Merry Christmas in advance to everybody. Okay, we gotta get all the salutations out the way. And thank y'all so much for enjoying your time on your Christmas Eve with me. Okay? And I'm gonna make it worth it. So here we go. After Tisha and Stormy's obvious situation didn't work out, where she didn't trust fall onto her, which I'm like, girl, you ain't got no reason not to trust Stormy. You trusted her website to copy it. You trust her that much. You trust her verbiage. Huh. But you don't trust her to fall into her arms? Okay, I understand. Then Nell decides to pick Mel and Martell. Why for come would you choose them to do anything together? Didn't Mel sashay into this place to be just a day ago and tell you, or even a couple of hours ago at this point, didn't she tell you, don't be trying to intertwine me with this man, don't group me up with this man, I barely wants to be here because this man is here. So now what would begrudge you to sit there and say, oh, I got a good idea. Mel and Martell, y'all trust fall on each other. Nell, are you dumb? I don't know what's kicking around in your under that wig of yours and the lack of sideburns. But you need to get it together. If you're supposed to be Mel's friend and she's sitting up here telling you, obviously she's confiding in you and all the bullshit that this Negro is doing. But then you're gonna have the audacity. Audacity is at an all-time high, y'all. I'm gonna say this repeatedly throughout this review. It is at an all-time high in this episode. Why would you think that it's okay to ask them to trust fall on each other? You know, it's absolutely disrespectful at this point for y'all to keep on trying to push this narrative of them being cool. Oh, y'all should be able to be cool with each other, around each other. But it's okay for Tisha to be up in arms every time Kiki comes in the damn room. Oh, okay. It's okay for Tisha to go and stomp off and throw a tantrum, okay, because Kiki walked in the door. But it's Mel should get over it. That Martell, the man that's trying to steal her children, trying to put videos out on the internet of her slobbing on his knob and trying to play like it's somebody else. It's okay for her to be around somebody like that. Now you are a pick me. That's what you are. You over here suckling at Tisha and Kimmy's teeth, trying to be their friend. When all in all, baby girl, you friends with the head honcho. You don't need to be friends with Tisha and Kimmy. Them the broke bitches on the show. What do they have to provide for you? You already friends with the right one. You got the right one, baby. Don't get yourself fumbled in the jungle with the BS of Tisha and Kimmy. And that seems to be a thing throughout this episode where she's trying to do things to make Tisha feel more comfortable. Handling her with kid gloves. I don't understand that. So after this stupidity of a trust fall situation, because I mean, I was like, why are y'all even doing that? Because who else was y'all gonna pick outside of Tisha and Stormy? And so they did have Marceau and Courtney fall on each other. But Mel decided to just go on and fumble to the ground. She was like, I don't even want to touch you. I don't want you even thinking that I'm going to touch you with Martell. Martell falls back on Mel. And Mel stepped back. She was like, are you kidding me? I will never catch you when you fall. I did that enough for several years. And guess where that landed me? Okay. So Martell's like, catch me. I'm the father of your children. Da, 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 da. I don't give a damn. Did you think about me being the mother of your children when you try to take them away from me? Did you think about me being the mother of your children when you try to put videos of me out on the internet and sharing it with your little bird brain, little bitch ass girlfriend? No, you got me. You got the fuck. The fuck got me fucked up. That's what you got. Okay? All the way. Absolutely freaking not. You better be glad that this trust fall ain't on the side of a bridge, because your ass would be gone. Okay? Because Mel was not about to catch you at all, not never when you fall. Okay? And you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I have a little theory behind this wedding ring that he's wearing. Actually, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it for when he talking all that bull shiggity, bull swanky over there screaming about her going to a hotel room. We're gonna talk about that. So moving on, Martell says that he thinks that Mel fell on the ground and wasn't trying to participate with him, because she didn't want to look like they really like each other in front of everyone. She didn't want to look weak. Okay, so you agree that if she acts like she likes you, then that makes her appear to look weak? How so? How so? How does that make her look weak? It makes her look like she's over you, which is what we think. You are the one that doesn't get the fact that she is over you. You are the one that can't seem to move on. You are the one that Martell seems to derive all these stories in his head that, oh, she really likes me, but she really don't want to look like this in front of everybody. Oh, Mel still loves me, but you know what? This is what's really happening. Excuse me, y'all. When I get to talking loud, my throat don't want to cooperate in this cold weather out here in the DC area. So, translation, delusional. You are delusional, Martell. You want to justify all of your BS in your head because all roads lead to, oh, you know what? It's not really me why Mel left. She had to do that because she don't want to look a certain way, or she don't want to participate in doing stuff with me because she don't want to look a certain way. No, she don't fuck with you. That's what it is. Why can't that ever be your reasoning? Why can't you ever get it through your thick, smooth, small head, bald head? She doesn't like you. She doesn't want you. And the reason why is because you're you. You're full of shit. Period. You a liar. You a cheater. You's a scoundrel. And you never gonna change. It's always an excuse for why everybody else around you are doing the things that they're doing, but it's never a confession of, hey, my bad. You know what? I understand. Actually, what I would have liked to see Martell do in that moment, if you really want to show that you're changing, you know what, Miss Nell, I don't think that we should do the falling thing because, Mel obviously isn't comfortable with me being around, and we not there yet. So obviously there's a lack of trust between the two of us, so we don't need to be falling in each other's arms because that's just a quick way for me to meet the dust on this ground in here. I don't even want to play these games. But that would be a mature man, a man that's growing, but you just a man that's hoeing. So moving on, let's move on. Okay, so Stormy and Tisha do it again. They both fall into each other's arms, but Tisha is somehow still hesitant at first. Girl, I don't even care why you were hesitant, sis. Like, you have no reason. Tisha is like a petulant child. She just needs to grow the hell up. I'm just tired of her. I'm tired of everybody like pacifying her. It's ridiculous. Put the Similac away, you big baby. Moving on. Kiki walks in to the house, okay? And Kimmy and Tisha look like they saw a damn ghost. Kimmy, let me understand something. Why you mad, sis? What is your problem with Kiki? I just don't understand. Because Nell asks when Kiki comes in, Nell first of all tries to give this whole cat paw rapper to rapper capping ass speech where she's like, okay, everybody, like, I want to be everybody's friend. Let me just let you know that. But I let her go because I can let her come because I didn't know what to do. And why for come and and that. You let her come because production told you to because she's on the cast. Like, stop playing, Nell. Okay. And for what you're not going to do, like they did on Married to Medicine with Miss Quad, is have me come all the way to Houston for a trip. I took my good old flight. And then you try to send me back home? The fuck? No, I'm not going all the way back home when you tried it. But let's get on to that. So she gives this whole speech of why she let her come. Kiki called her and, Mel suggested it. You think you slick now. You try to sneak it in on Mel so that you can you try to take the red light off of you. Yeah, you didn't want the red dot on your forehead. So you try to send the bullseye back over to Mel. It's real funny how it's always Mel's fault for all of this shit that y'all be doing. Real crazy to me. And it's crazy. Tisha immediately zoomed in on the fact of her saying Mel's name. You mad that Kiki is here, but then you get even more excited to have a reason to be mad at Mel. Soon as she saw her Nell say Mel's name, there she go. Oh, I got a reason to be mad at Mel again. It's mighty funny that you want to be so angry with this woman. The reality is, Tisha, you just want to be Mel so bad. You really, really do. You can't believe it's not butter. This woman left her marriage. She's doing well. She ain't over here. Every accomplishment that she's made is because of a man. No, she's over here doing the damn thing by herself and not giving a fuck about what you're doing. And that's your problem. Tisha wants people to be jealous of her. But I'm not even jealous of you, sis. I'm not jealous of nobody. Let's just make that very clear. I'm happy for everybody that's doing all the things, okay? But girl, you want people to be so jealous of you, but you ain't got shit to be for nobody to be foaming at the mouth about. Your husband is shaped better than you. You getting surgeries to get the hips that he got. He might as well tell, like Martin told Gina, he'd give you hips if he could. But he wearing them. But you on TV acting like y'all making all this money and y'all living the life, and you're not. And we see that. You look dumb. You do. But moving on. Nell asks if they accept. Kiki comes over, grabs the markers, because that's supposed to be the mic. So, because Nell says, Kiki, do you have anything that you want to say? After Nell gives this old ankle biting speech that she gave, trying to push the blame over on Mel, because that's what the fuck she did with her delusional ass over here trying to be besties with Tisha, which I don't know why, girl. You the damn executive producer of the show's bestie, girl. Get the fuck, don't worry about these extras, okay? Because that's what they are at this point, extras. So Kiki grabs the imaginary mic and she apologizes to Maurice and Kimmy. And Maurice accepts the apology, but then says, oh, it's about a month too late, in his little speech, it's about a month too late, I just would have expected you to say that a little sooner. Then here come Kimmy. It's been about a month, and with her witch hands. And I would just expected you to, come and say that a month sooner. And Kiki was like, well, you was going through the cancer scare and all that, and I ruined your party where we were supposed to be celebrating you, and I just didn't know what to say. I didn't know when would be the right time to come, and I felt bad. I'm like, girl, you just don't want to accept this girl's apology. You over here taking on Tisha's anguish for this lady, and you don't have no issues with Kiki. Girl, shut the fuck up. She apologized to your dog ass. Move on. You over here want to calculate how long it took her. How long, Tommy? Who cares? She apologized. And if she came and apologized to you the next day, what would make the difference? What would make the difference? Not a damn thing. So stop. I'm so sick and tired of Kimmy and her righteousness. You just want to have any reason to be mad at somebody else. And you know what? What I'm noticing with Kimmy? Kimmy wants to do whatever she can to turn. She don't have shit to talk about, but her and old Noodle Dick. So she wants to, she probably knows because Kimmy is pretty smart, despite how dumb she's been acting, because she's living in the sunken place with Tisha, right? So, despite how smart she really is, it comes out in these moments right here. Because what Kimmy's agenda is to hide behind Kiki and Tisha's drama. Because in her heart of hearts, she knows that this my dry pussy hole story is not going to work. We're not going to be as entrenched in that story as they're trying to sell it. It's a hard sell. We don't really care. Okay? And she know that we don't give a damn about her and her Astroglide and her slick head, bald head fucking husband. Okay? We don't care. So now you want to try to find another story to latch on to, because other than that, you ain't got shit to talk about. And you're not going to be able to hide behind, thank the good Lord that she survived breast cancer. You're not going to be able to pull at Carlos King's heartstrings very long with that story because his mother unfortunately lost her life to breast cancer. Eventually, he's going to look at the ratings and be like, you know what? So glad you're alive, but your character is dead on my show. You're not providing anything. You're not providing a damn thing for me to talk about on here. So the ratings have spoken, and your wallets will be broken if you expect to get a check from me. Okay? You got to let it go. And that's what Kimmy is doing. She's constantly trying to latch on to this bullshit. And now you like, well, so do you accept the apology or not, girl? You and your witch hands gone and set up a special brew and get the fuck over it. Don't nobody give a damn. Don't nobody give a damn, Kimmy, about what the fuck you mad about, okay? Kiss my ass and get glad, in the words of Kiki. Moving on. So Kiki is like taken aback, like, what the hell? I don't understand what y'all gripe is. Like, I mean, I walked in the door and y'all just being all stank. So again, y'all want to sit up here and contrive a way for Kiki to leave, but you let Martell around all the time after all the despicable SHI that he's done. Okay, moving on. Tisha and Marceau, seemingly accept the apology, and Tisha stomps off like a petulant child, like she is, and goes in the kitchen. And, whatever. Girl, why are you on reality TV? Why? You had to know that they were going to bring Kiki on this trip. You had to know that. Why would you think that everybody, damn, what's that? Tiffany and Lewis are not on the show anymore, right? You obviously have drama with Kiki. What makes you think that you are so special that they're not going to revisit your drama with Kiki? This is about ratings. This here is about this TV. We got to make it exciting. We got to make the peoples want to watch, right? So you think that you can tap dance on everybody else's nerves in their drama, but nobody can talk to you. Nobody can get in your life. Reality TV is supposed to be about being real. But you real fake, sister girl. Real fake. Real fake. So get your ass off of our TV. You never want to talk about anything. It's okay for you to push Kiki off to the side. But you was real extra excited and hype when you was talking about the matching BMWs with Martell and old Gator Mouth. You was quick to throw that in Mel's face. You was quick to be mad when Mel said you need to pull up to the bar. But you pulled up to the bar with Marceau, and he was still lying to you about his back photos. So, girl, what? Get off TV. Get off our TV, Tisha, because we are absolutely tired. Absolutely tired of you and your shit. Absolutely. So, Tisha in her confessional says she can't believe they would allow Kiki there after all she has done. Wow. Again, the double standards are the audacity and the double standards are at an all-time high on this show. Let's move on. Let's move on. So Nell gets emotional saying she doesn't want anyone to leave and she feels bad. Nell, shut the hell up. Okay, Miss Nell, I like you, but shut your ass up. Because you had to know that this another thing, Nell. This is reality TV, baby girl. Okay. You and your sideburns gotta better ship up or shape out. Okay. You gotta understand. The people's is messy. They is messy. They is gonna do the things to keeps the people watching. Okay. You invited Kiki because production told you to. Yeah. Stop playing with us. This wasn't no, oh, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, because I'm a counselor and all, me and Fletcher, we can figure out how to get these people together. No. Production said, okay, Kiki gonna come and this is the scenario. We're gonna make it seem like, she called you and all this and stuff. But she's gonna come. Yeah. Because Tisha over here thinking that we're not gonna get in her life and meddle with her. No, fuck her. We're gonna have whoever the fuck we want come on our trip. Okay, because this is about ratings at the end of the day, not her feelings, because we don't give a fuck. All right, moving on. So Marcel finds Tisha in the kitchen and she's upset because she feels blindsided. Okay, Nell ends up coming in there and asking if you want me to tell her to leave? I'm so sorry. As a sorry master, I shouldn't have told her to come. Okay, I should have left her down in the Huntsville. Okay, but she called me. I didn't know. She said Mel told her to do this, that, and do that. Now Tisha is over there silent as a Cheshire cat. Okay, chilling like a villain in her fake tears, but she immediately perks up as soon as Nell says Mel's name. She's like, hold on, Mel told her to call and ask if she can come. You know what? Because you know what, Nell? I understand. You don't know what happened between me and Kiki, okay? But Mel, that bitch, she knows what's going on between us, okay? So for her to sit up there and tell her to call you and come on this trip, and her knowing that she was coming on this trip, that is pissing me off. Girl, first of all, Nell didn't say that Mel knew that she was coming on this trip. That Mel knew that Kiki was there. And the fact that you took that to heart and weren't even going to have a conversation with Mel and be upset with this woman over something you have absolutely no clarity about and absolutely did not, you've conjured this up in your head. See, this is why a lot of y'all have problems with each other on this show, because you don't put your big girl panties on. You probably ain't wearing none. That's the problem. You got your pants all in a tizzy up in your ass. You need to have a conversation. Okay? You over here assuming shit. There you go, assuming shit. There you go. So then Nell is like, I'm so sorry. You know what? I should have called you. And I will agree with Tisha on that one. Nell should have asked her, given the intensity that's going on between Kiki and Tisha at this time. You should have asked her how she would feel about Kiki coming on the trip, or at least say, hey girl, listen, Kiki coming on this trip. All right. And I'll let you know, production, they already told me. So girl, just listen, you're gonna be upset, I know, but she bringing her ass out here. Okay. So how you want Kurt? How you want to play this? Okay. Cause she's coming. Period. So Tisha, you've been doing reality TV for 6 seasons now. You should know that your crocodile tears is not going to get you nowhere but in another storyline. Like, girl, stop. Your pain is the viewer's pleasure, unfortunately. And it's a production paradise. So while you sitting up here thinking that, first of all, this ain't your show, baby girl. So nobody is over here to give you a pamper party. We're not. You are not a princess on this show. So stop. Reality TV, Get ready, rev it up with your real life because they gonna get it out of you whether you want to accept it or not. Period. So Nell goes off and says, you know what? I'm gonna go tell her to leave. I'm just gonna tell her to leave. So Nell comes out and first of all, I wanted to point out, Tisha says, Nell knows our relationship and that's messed up. I feel a betrayer. Tisha, I want you to learn how to fucking talk. You feel a betrayer? Betrayal, maybe? Betrayed? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. So Nell goes out and tells Kiki she has to leave because she doesn't want the house divided and nobody wants her here. Only people that don't want her here is Tisha and Marcel. That's not everybody. You didn't. And here's what I want to talk about too. This whole Anthony Lofty's versus everybody situation where Kiki, this is alleged and in my opinion from what I've heard on the internet, child. So this is the part. This is why I said I'm not going to get myself all caught up in a tizzy and anybody's bullshit because we haven't seen the episode yet. After seeing this episode, there is no reason why anybody should have been doing a live saying, oh, would you agree? Would you defend Mel if she did something wrong? Mel ain't do shit wrong in this situation. Kiki didn't have any reason to be mad at Mel at all in this scene. Mel wasn't even involved. You got her involved. If you want to be truthful about the situation, Mel had no idea. Y'all try to paint her as the villain in this situation, and it wasn't her at all. See, that's what happens when you try to pretend like you know what the fuck going on and you wasn't there. And you listening to obviously what Kiki is saying to you about a whole scene that you were not privy to. You weren't there. So you want to act like you knew what was going on in the show. And after we all watched it, we realized it wasn't really that deep. Okay? So she says everybody wants her gone, whatever. Stormy was like, all right, cool, bet. You ain't got to go nowhere though. You can come and stay with us. Cause ain't nobody about to run you the fuck up out of here. The fuck. Y'all thought. So Kiki was like, yeah, because I'm not about to let nobody run me away. And Nell was like, okay, but see, this is the problem. I knew this. I was worried that this was going to happen. You in here dividing everybody up. Ain't nobody dividing nobody up. You are the one that made it deeper than it had to be, Miss Nell, blaming it all on Mel. So Mel jumps in and she says, look, wait a minute. What's happening? Didn't, Tisha say that she accepted her apology? Like, why is people walking off and stuff? Like, what is going on? So then Marcel, so Mel chimes in and says, you said you talked to Tisha. Did she tell you it's a no for Kiki to come? And Nell says pretty much. But I think they were talking about two different things. Mel was asking Nell, did you in fact ask Tisha about Kiki coming? And Nell insinuates that Tisha said no, but you in fact did not ever tell Tisha that Kiki was coming. So therein lies a miscommunication right there. Because just in the bank, in the kitchen, you done put it all on Mel. So Miss Nell, you playing trickery and foolery too. You playing games. That's what you're doing. So moving on. Marcel then alludes to prior conversations. Marcel butts him and his hips jump in the conversation. And he alludes to prior conversations that him and Mel have had about Martell and he's alluding to his infidelities and how they got those, one-sided situations. Basically, where they only got Martell's side of the story and didn't get Mel's. But here's the thing, you only got one side of the story because that's all you wanted to hear. You didn't want to hear Mel's side. You only heard Martell's side because you doing the same shit that Martell is doing, allegedly. Y'all are out here dipping y'all dicks in random poon tang tang all over the town. Okay? Together, not together, apart. So obviously you're going to be on his side. Obviously you was on his side because you was helping him buy old crotchety cooch, whatever she wanted to get. Helping him pay her rent. Helping him pay her bills. sneaking off the cash for him to get some ass. That's what you did. So of course you're gonna listen to Martell, because y'all are two peas in a goddamn pot. Okay? So Martell comes over. He's like, wait, what? He puts a hand on a shoulder, and I was like, oh no, baby, you would not be putting your hand on my shoulder. I know you lost your what? And Marceau still gives him that little and you see how Maurice went and grabbed that arm and said, not so fast, okay? That is my brother. Don't put your hands on my brother. And even though we all in the cockpit of bullshit together, please understand that I still have my brother's back, okay? And Marceau is giving a laugh at Martell like, oh, you think you still have us by the balls? Because you're single and we're not? Oh, baby, you just don't understand how much we do not care. Because we still got our women in the sunken place, okay? Oh, yeah. We still got Kimmy and Tisha in the sunken place. So whatever the hell you try to tell them, they ain't gonna believe you. We got that all wrapped up. So if you ever thought that you still had us by the balls, you can stop thinking that right now. So you might want to get your hand off my shoulder, my nigga. Right the freak now. Okay? So moving on. They continue to go back and forth, Marceau and Martell trying to figure out what the hell Marceau talking about. And so Nell says, Mel walks off and with Kimmy, which I'm like, girl, why the hell are you walking anywhere with Kimmy? Because Kimmy is trash. Kimmy is the biggest traitor of all time. Like, I just don't understand Kimmy. Kimmy used to be one of my favorites, but now Kimmy is just the biggest disappointment I've ever seen on reality TV. She really, really is. Like, she was the most well-spoken, precise. She could dial into somebody all of their BS real quick. But now you just living your life like it's golden under a bridge of bullshit that they've built over your head. I don't get it. But moving on, Marcel talking in codes and Martell talking shit. Mel walks off with Kimmy. Tisha says, Marceau, Tisha asked Marceau, do you ask Mel what she did? Tisha, why? I just want to know why at this point is your new conquest to help Martell implicate Mel in some bullshit. Let's just go on right on into this. They're divorced. Knock it the fuck off. We don't care. Let me say this. And I think I speak for 95% of the viewers of this show that have sense, okay? Because we do got them people that just a little far gone. If, in fact, we found out that Mel cheated on Martell, we would do a praise dance. We would be happy. Who gives a fuck? I don't care if you got cheated on. Like Stormy said, you want to talk about Mel cheating so bad to justify your position and what you did. And it's not justifying a damn thing. Okay, let's find out Mel cheated. Even if we do find out that Mel cheated, it doesn't matter. You did it for 5 years. You carried on a whole relationship with somebody during a pandemic, okay? Put your whole family's life at risk. Took money out of your family's household to take care of this bitch. All that. You are trifling and treacherous, and I would never want any parts of you. Somebody that can do what you did, the dirty deed that you put out, there is no way I would ever want to deal with the likes of you. No way. So after Mel walked off with Kimmy and Tisha said what she said, talking her talk, Martell starts yelling, saying, "Why y'all never asked Mel if she cheated on me?" And Nell says, "You want people to take sides, and I love both of y'all. I'm not against you." She says, "But I'm a woman first, and I've been through some of the same shit that you've put her through." And Martell keeps yelling, talking about he apologized and he accepts responsibility, but Melody never has to accept responsibility. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing around. What is she accepting responsibility for? Let's do that. Because please believe, if Martell had a smoke signal, a telegraphic letter, a MoneyGram, a damn text message, phone call conversation, video, picture, or anything of the like to prove that this woman took any ounce of another man's dick into her body, he would have put that out there already. You went so far as to make up some shit with your own dick in her mouth. Yeah. That's how pressed you are to try to prove something to cover up your own foolishness. It's ridiculous. You look dumb. And anybody that sits here and doesn't see right through the bullshit, you have got to be just as blind as he is in them bags under his eyes that he went and had surgery for. Hold on, y'all. Child, y'all, my kid be trying to be heard on my videos, and he think he's slick. But moving on. Tisha says Martell said Mel never accept. We went into that. Mel never accepts responsibility. Tisha, what the fuck do you want Mel to accept responsibility for? I just can't get over that. So then Martell starts playing victim, saying she throws things in his face. Nell calls him a narcissist, and he gets upset because she's telling him the truth and says they are all against him. Like, everybody is against me. Y'all always taking Mel's side, and y'all be coming over my house and coming and hanging out with me and this, that, and the third, but y'all taking her side and doing this and doing that. So basically, you want them to take your side. Period. You want them to take your side. So you're sitting here saying that you don't want them to take sides, but then you do. So then Tisha jumps her fake butt in the situation and says, "Oh, well, Martell never asked me to take sides. He's just always said, let's go for what's right." What? Everything is so wrong about all of y'all in this room. So let's get into it, y'all. Martell continues to say Mel cheated too, and she was in an apartment. Mel came over with the facts. Mel said in March of 2017, she found out he had been cheating for 2 years. Then she stayed with him. She went back to him in October of 2017, and at an A&M homecoming they went to together, she caught him at the homecoming in a truck with his baby mama. So she left him and got an apartment. Let me tell y'all the significance of that. Do y'all notice that they always be going to Alabama A&M's reunions and stuff and having a good old time at the homecomings? Mel never goes to homecoming. I just learned why in that scene. That traumatized that poor woman. So every time she comes to a homecoming, that's going to remind her that I took this slime bucket motherfucker back. And as soon as I take him back, I come back to the school where we met. This is where we met all of our friends that we have on, that they obviously have on this show. All of this stuff. And all of y'all probably knew about it. They probably all set it up for Martell to go and meet the bitch in the truck. And you just couldn't wait to see her. That you are hanging out with your wife at an event where there's thousands of people here, and you go sit in a truck with this bitch. That lets me know why Mel don't go to her homecomings for real. That's traumatizing to her. And Martell, you have no self-control whatsoever. And then the apartment situation. Mel was going to leave your dog ass. She said, "You know what? You have tried me for the last time. She goes and gets an apartment because remember, in 2017, she found out that he was cheating. It took her almost a year to come back to him. She comes back and then you playing with me again. I pity the fool that keeps trying me. It's a mess. It's a whole mess. Hold on, y'all. I need y'all to like the video. And I also need to upload my nose. All right? Like the video.
Yeah. Work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl, we murder, drive me a dessert. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it.
All right, y'all. We got 202 people in the chat. Please, please, please like the video, okay? I appreciate y'all. Please and thank you, okay? So moving on. Martell goes on and on, says Mel used to leave before he cheated. It took him a whole year before he actually cheated on her. And she used to leave and go to hotels, and he complained for a year about, you know, how she wasn't doing what he wanted her to do. And Stormy says, but you cheated first. Like, what the heck? And Martell's like, because you don't know doesn't, you know, just because I don't know exactly what she was doing doesn't mean she didn't cheat. So right there, you just admitted that you're making up all this shit about her cheating. This is all an assumption in your head. Mind you, if y'all watched Mel's live, okay? Mel said in her live that when they were married, okay, Martell, we're going to get into this because y'all remember there were photos recently posted not too long ago where people were saying that old Gatormouth and Martell were at the casino. She had allegedly gotten some disbursement of $40,000 or somewhere around the neighborhood of that for some car accident that she had, and they were at the casino. Martell likes to go to the casino, according to Mel. So Mel said they used to do things that would help them to just kind of decompress, regroup. With them having 4 children, being entrepreneurs, having a successful business, they used to do things that were going to separately that would help them to individually take care of their mental health or to do things that made them happy. It made her happy. Some people, she said, some people like going to the club and hanging out with their friends or going out drinking and doing this stuff. She don't drink and stuff like that. Solitude is her thing, which I believe her because that's how she is now as a single person. She likes to go off on trips by herself and do her thing. So in their marriage, they agreed for her to go and stay in a hotel by herself for a couple of days so that she can be in solitude and just be by herself and regroup. She would allow him to go to the casino because that's what he liked to do. So that was their 2 separate things. So now he tried to use something that he agreed for them to do for her to do in their marriage to weaponize it against her now. You think you slick. Then y'all notice how he's like, you know what? I don't care about the fact that I cheated first. So what? And this, that, and the third. She trying to get me locked up and all this. She trying to get you locked up? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that ring that Martell is wearing. Y'all ready? Martell wore that ring, in my opinion, to try to disarm Melody. He knew that Mel was going to file charges against him and Gatormouth for all of their bullshit with this revenge peace stuff. So now what you're trying to do, and not to say that this would ever work, because he's a dumb ditty for real. You try to wear this ring so you can try to play the, oh, I'm the father of your kids. Oh, do you remember the times when we fell in love? All of that. You trying to play way to reminisce over you, my God. She doesn't care about that. That's not going to disarm this lady. Then you around everybody else wearing this ring to make them think, oh, I'm always trying to soften Mel. I'm always trying to get on her good side. Feel sorry for me. Okay? All disregarding the fact that you are actively getting ready to put you told you done shown this video to all the people in this room, in my opinion. Most of them. They done seen this video. Okay. You done made all of these people think that this woman has cheated on you, right? They don't know that that's you in the video unless they were actively watching social media at that time and they learned, wait a minute, that video that this Negro showed me, that was actually him. But you have these people's brains so warped and dysfunctional that they probably believe you that it was another man. So when Mel was talking about the apartment and all that stuff, they immediately believed you. They felt sorry for you. But then Mel gave the dates and all the stuff that you was doing. They still didn't flinch nor flutter to go along with Martell. So you wearing this ring to try to catch the sympathy of everybody else around you. So that when everything comes out about this revenge pee and all this, that, and the third, you'll look like such a good guy. I could never do anything like that. Oh no, I'm the doting husband. I've tried to do everything I can to get her back, make her love me again. Even fell in her arms, guys. See, she's the one that didn't catch me. I'm wearing the ring. I didn't do that to her. I never do that. Okay? But she trying to send me to jail. But why is she trying to send you to jail, you nincompoop? Because you showed people a video. You were about to try to you got bird brain all entrenched in the bullshit to try to get it out there so that you can prove, and you try to do it before this trip. You think you slick because you knew that Mel was coming on this trip. You was going to try to wear this little bum ass ring. You was going to try to prove that she cheated on you and say, see, there's a video. She's out here sleeping around. Those months that she left me, here's a video proving that she was cheating. Because you never had any evidence of this woman cheating on you. Never. So all of this is a play going on in your head where you are trying to ultimately disguise your bullshit and put it off on her. When in reality, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. You cheated. You're done. Y'all are divorced. Stop trying. Martell, in his mind, thinks that if he can somehow prove that Melody was cheating on him too, that vindicates him. It doesn't fucking matter. You were cheating first. The reality is, I don't give a damn. You try to say, oh, a year. I waited a whole year before I started cheating. In that year, you should have been the one getting the divorce papers if you were so unhappy. The bottom line is, Martell, you want your cake and your dick eaten too. That's exactly what you want. You wanted to be able to be taken care of, look like this power couple all around Huntsville with your beautiful wife on your arm and your 4 amazing children. You wanted to look like the Ken and Barbie of Huntsville. But you was out here sleeping with damn Shrek, getting your dick and your ass ate up over her house in the dungeon apartment. That's what you was doing. You want to be the freak of the week over at Gator Mouth's house. Because your wife wasn't sucking on you enough. I wouldn't want you in my mouth either. If you out here putting it in every time can Harry. I know you lying. Because what you're not about to do is have a herp on my lip because you want to be humping and thumping on everything that's moving. Because I'm not doing what you want me to do. So that ring was all about garnering sympathy, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly, in my opinion, what that was for. That represented him trying to get everybody to be on his side once again. Because again, no matter how many times he says he doesn't want people to pick sides, he's lying. He does want people to pick sides. He doesn't want to accept responsibility for what he did. And once he understands that he needs to accept responsibility, don't talk about what nobody else did, that's the only way he can move on. That's the only way that you can change the public's opinion, because we don't believe you. Every time in one breath, he's like, I know I cheated. I know I did this, but Mel did this. So what? So what? So then he goes on to further incriminate himself and make himself look dumb by asking. So Stormy said, well, if she got the apartment, that means that she was done with you. Like, she said she went, because Mel was like, yeah, I had sought out 5 different attorneys to try to figure out how to separate our assets and go ahead and move on. I got the apartment because I was ready to roll out. God said, go, baby girl. Okay. So then Stormy was like, yeah, like, she was ready to go. So Kimmy was like, with her hands, well, do you think that it's okay that once one person cheats, then it's a free-for-all? Kimmy, shut the fuck up. Why the fuck are you here? I'm sick of you. Martell's a good guy. Martell is this. Martell is Maurice, and you've decided to settle on it. I'm sick of her. Why are you even talking right now? You and your braided bun, get the fuck on. I'm sick of you. Tired and played out. Done. You are such a pick-me. I don't understand. This man cannot provide you with anything. He can't. Martell is not helping to pay your bills. Martell is not even helping you stay on this show. Why on earth? It just really baffles me that this woman continues to make this man logical in her head. She tries to put him out there as this good person for us, and we can see that he's full of bullshit. She done just told you several stories of how manipulative this man is. He's over here lying through his teeth. You and Tisha over here trying to make sense of all his bullshit, and behind the scenes, y'all the ones that was helping him do the bullshit. So you know what the fuck he was doing. But yet y'all sit here and defend him day in and day out. I wonder how you would feel if somebody was doing that to y'all husbands and they was over here doing y'all dirty publicly, making you look dumb, which they are, but y'all accepting it. But let somebody else, you find out somebody else is actually helping them in their bullshit, then you have a problem with them. Let's find out Mel is helping Maurice and Marceau cheat on you. It'll be another game in the arsenal. Y'all will be pissed off. Child, unbelievable. Kimmy, I don't want to hear you talking no more for the rest of this episode. So Stormy continues to say, but you cheated first, like, whatever. And she was like, yeah, it's no holds bar after that, because if you want to be cheating on me or whatever, I'm done with you. So I'm about to be ready to move on. So then Martell moves on and asks Miss Nell. He's like, okay, so when you and Fletcher separated, he was like, I'm just so sick and tired of y'all talking about Mel and this and that and the third. She over here digging a grave for me, and y'all be coming to my house wanting to be my friend. She going behind my back, and since this week he talking about she want to send me to jail and shit. And Tisha chimes in, picking sides and talking about him, wrong is wrong, whatever. Then Martell goes into asking Miss Nell about when she was separated from Fletcher. He says, when you and Fletcher were separated, how long were y'all separated? And she said about 18, 24 months. He was like, did you sleep with anybody during that time? She said, no. He said, why? She said, because I wanted to get back together. Ha ha. Ha ha. Mel didn't want your ass back. She said she went to go get lawyers. She was going to divorce your ass. Then you trapped her with a baby. Then you trapped her for one night of passion that she gave in to you, right? And you trapped her with a fucking baby. That's what you did. You pumped your scum of cum in her body, and she didn't want to get an abortion because she had already, y'all remember, she said she had already gotten an abortion before, okay? Because she didn't, this was during that time that they were separated. She wanted to leave him. She didn't want to have another spawn of hatred for this man. Okay? But then she got pregnant again. Old fertile Myrtle. And decided, you know what, maybe God is telling me I need to work it out. Because this is when he was living downstairs in the room, in the basement, right? Living down in the room downstairs. She didn't want him in the room with her. So that was, remember when they filmed that in season 2? They were sleeping separately. She was trying to let him back in. She didn't kick him out of the house, but she was like, you know what? If we're going to try to work on it, okay, cool. Then she told him that they were pregnant. Everybody was feeling sorry for Martell because they was like, oh, well, he's trying. He said he's not going to do it again. But then you go out during the pandemic and voila, you and your secret squirrel sperm got the other bitch pregnant too while Mel was pregnant. You went out when we didn't know what was going on. You could have came back home and got your newborn baby, your kids, and your wife sick. All because you just couldn't give it up. But it's okay. You want to bring up Nell not sleeping around, but you continued to sleep around when Mel was in the apartment. So it's okay for you to keep on fucking it around, but she got to be faithful and keep a chastity belt around her waist, waiting on you. The reality is Martell thinks that so it's cool when I do it, but it's not cool when you do it. That's the problem. He thinks he can do whatever he wants and that Mel should just be all meek and mild at home and just forgive him. No, sir. You were cheating on this lady for 5 freaking years, okay? And here's the biggest piece of all this cheating shit. If Martell knew that Mel was cheating on him, he would not stay at all. He would have left her before she could have ever left him. So y'all know he's lying. This is all a defense mechanism. Okay? All a defense mechanism. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This man is scum of the earth. He will never accept responsibility for what he's doing. He's over here trying to mind fuck everybody in this room because he knows that he's wrong. He knows what he's been trying to do. And now he's scared because Mel is no longer putting up with his BS. She's going to, yes, you are going to jail because you will get found out for what you did with this revenge pee. And what he's also doing, and old Gator Mouth is dumb. Martell has been behind the scenes, in my opinion, trying to put it all off on her. This whole Carson situation, when he did that interview with Queen Sheba, that was his gateway to try to put all of this off on Gator Mouth. Because she was out here running her jaws, telling Carson. And she even admitted it on those recordings with Straight No Chaser. She admitted that she told that girl that bullshit. You try to lie and then you admitted it in the same breath. So his plan was to try to put it all off on her. She's so jealous of Mel. She did it. So that way you can, in his sick mind, I feel like Martell feels like, okay, I'll put the revenge pee off on her. She can go to jail. Now, Mel can just take me back. Because ain't no way I can cheat on her anymore now with her because she gone. She in jail. This is the sick stuff that probably runs through this man's head. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. But moving on, y'all. Stormy says, you know, basically it feels like you're trying to justify everything that you did by trying to say Mel cheated. And she was like, it doesn't matter. It's done. Like, you cheated. That's that. It doesn't matter what she did. Like, you talking about it and all of that, it really doesn't matter. Y'all are divorced now. Like, let's move on. And I wish everybody, in this moment, I couldn't have liked Stormy anymore. Because it's really interesting that Stormy has taken this appeal. because at first you was all Team Scots and trying to do whatever. You were so pressed to be in the center of attention and try to be on this show that you were licking the Scots ass, doing TikToks and doing it up on the social media. Now you see them for the bullshitters that they are, and now you want to be an old turncoat. Oh, okay. I don't trust Stormy either. But I do think that now she's settled into the mindset of, you know what? I did want to be popular on reality TV, but my business is worth way more than this. This is not worth it. She saw how negative attention on this show can affect her real bread and butter, because this show ain't paying enough to outweigh what she makes in her business. So she's starting to put two and two together and make it make sense. So she's not as delusional as she was in the beginning. Now she's taking her rose-colored glasses off and she's seeing it for what it is. She going in situations wholeheartedly with the truth and nothing but the truth. So help her business keep growing. Okay. She ain't about to be sitting here bullshitting with the broke ass Scots, because they ain't about to help her make not a net extra coin. Okay. So moving on. Mel says, I got papers drawn up, talked to the attorney. She wasn't coming back. She thought her marriage was over. She says he felt like if she couldn't do well alone, she would continue to come back. Like if he made her life miserable enough, she would realize, you know what, the juice ain't worth the squeeze for me to leave him. Let me just stay. And she got to the point where she was like, no, I'm leaving your ass. Because I can do bad all by my damn self. And she's done nothing but be on the rise and do her thing. So moving on, Marceau interjects his hips and says, well, Mel has been evil to us, so we pick Martell's side. This bitch ass nigga here. You just wanted to have something to say. So they end up going off in the kitchen, and Mel says, I'm going to say this the nicest way I can say it. I feel like that's what she was thinking in her head. Why would I ever be checking for you and Tisha? Like, really, she was nicely saying, why the fuck why would I care about anything that y'all talking about? I don't care to be y'all friends. Like, Marceau and Tisha really think that being their friend is like amazing. Like, everybody wants to be around them. They're the it couple. No, you're not. No. But I also feel like Marceau just wanted to have something to damn say. He just want to talk to Mel. So then Mel ends up saying, all jokes aside, it's really Tisha, you need to have a conversation with her because, Nell told us that you told Kiki to come out here or whatever the case may be. And Mel was like, no, I didn't. I talked to Kiki and she said she wanted to come on the trip. So I told her to reach out to Miss Nell and, see and ask her if it was okay for her to come on the trip. But I also did not know that Kiki was coming. Nell didn't tell me that Kiki was coming on the trip. So he says, okay, well, you should probably clear the air and that it deserves a conversation. So she agrees to talk to Tisha. So Marceau says Mel has to be consistent. Why the hell does Mel have to be consistent with y'all? Are you kidding me? If anything, you would want to be consistent with her so you can keep your ass on this damn show. Let's make that very clear. Okay? So moving on. They show a conversation where Mel and Kiki were talking about Kiki coming on the trip. And she simply told her if she wants to come, just ask Nell. And she was like, basically, like, oh, we're going on a trip. If you want to come. Because Kiki was acting like she wanted to be around the group. And she was like, we're going on a trip. Ask Nell. That's all Mel was putting on that producer hat. Okay? She wasn't getting in no mess with y'all, but maybe a little bit slightly by her telling her to ask Nell in the first place. But she probably knew that they was going to have her ass come on that trip anyway. None of this is Melody's fault. And all in all. So I still don't understand where Kiki and all this shit with Anthony Lofties came about. What the hell did you tell this man for him to be so upset that some people were treating you bad? Mel advocated for you. She actually told you about the trip so that you can even come on the trip. It's a cash trip. Are you mad because Mel didn't speak up before Stormy and say, oh yeah, you can come stay in my cottage with me? I'm confused as to why you could even be mad at Mel at all. And if anything, Mel should be mad at you because you sat there and let her be held on the on a thorn of out to sear like a steak. You let her be out there fighting with the wolves and made it seem like she was the reason why you was there and that she knew you were coming. You know that she didn't know that you were coming. Why didn't you speak up and say that when Nell said that to the group? You could have said, correction. I called Nell and asked her if I should come. Nell told me about the trip. And she said, I don't have nothing to do with it. But if you want to come on the trip, you have to ask Miss Nell. So I don't understand why anybody would be mad at Mel, because ultimately Nell is the one that has to make the decision because it's her trip. Period. So why be mad at Mel at all? Y'all, and let's just stop the bullshit. Y'all knew the lady was coming on the trip. It's a cash trip. Like, let's stop playing these games. So moving on. Mel and Tisha have the conversation, whatever. They, end up clearing the air and hugging each other. Let me say, in this scene, I'm glad that they ended up having a conversation, because what I didn't want was for them to draw this out and give Tisha a reason to be mad at Mel. Like, you really are mad because your cousin came on the trip. It doesn't have anything to do with Mel. I can't stand a person that tries to really move the goalpost. And if I was Mel, I would have said, you know what? I get that you're upset that Kiki is here, but just imagine how I feel every time y'all keep bringing Martell around. I don't want to see this nigga. Look at how he acting. Over here lying and carrying on about timelines of our relationship and trying to make me look like the bad guy. And I don't get what Tisha and Kimmy continue to talking about Mel being held accountable. What do y'all don't even know nothing about her or their relationship to keep on saying that this girl needs to be held accountable for something? You don't know anything. All you know is that video that he showed y'all. That's it. You know about that video. Allegedly. Okay. I'm going to say that. Matter of fact, let me put my banner up because I ain't got time. All you know is what Martell tells y'all. And obviously, y'all listen to everything that this fool says. Shout out to the 257 people in the chat. Please comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we get down with the get down over here, okay? So moving on. Mel, listen, at the end of the day, she ain't got to be friends with Tisha. I don't know, but, kudos to them for getting through this conversation, because like I said, I don't want to see them arguing over something that is really nothing for the rest of the season. So moving on, Stormy says, she ultimately says to Martell, I don't think you should be condemned forever for what you did, but you did cheat. And she says she feels like, basically Martell's trying to justify his actions, talking about Mel. Martell, that was when he asked Nell about the 18 to 24 months. Moving on. This man doesn't want to take any accountability, okay, whatsoever. So so Chris tells everyone to get ready for horseback riding and team building. And they get to the place, and in confessional, hold on. There's something in my throat. In the confessional, Fletcher talks about Martell basically derailing the whole Kiki issue and them trying to usher Kiki out. My thing is, why are y'all trying to send Kiki away? Kiki being there should not unnerve anybody. Kiki and Tisha need to have a conversation. Y'all can't allow Tisha to keep on stomping off like a petulant child, complaining, I don't want Kiki to be here. Get over yourself. Seriously. You are worse than a 12-year-old. It's crazy. Tisha acts like a teenage girl. Like, if people don't do what she wants them to do, then it's a problem. Y'all are not teenagers anymore where it's like, okay, if you want to be friends with her, you can't be my friend. Get over it. Grow up. You're on reality TV. Deal with your reality. Okay, cool. Let's send Kiki away and ask y'all about your lawsuits. Let's send Kiki away and ask you why your house not built. And matter of fact, when we send Kiki away, ask her why y'all living in an apartment and why your house don't have a garage and y'all got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,000 cars. And why you gotta rent your furniture. Let's ask all those questions as Kiki hops back on the Southwest Airlines and goes back to Huntsville. Let's do that. Oh, wait, you don't want to do that because you playing. You do want Kiki here so you can hide behind not talking about what's really going on in your life. That's what you want. Or let's talk about why you and Marcel don't really live together, allegedly. I think you and Tisha and Kiki are childish. I think Kiki is very emotional over all of this stuff with Tisha because Tisha probably has done a lot of stuff to Kiki as they were growing up that really pissed her off. But at the same time, Kiki, you make everything bigger than it has to be with these people. You shouldn't give them that much energy. You make things worse for yourself when you overvalue their thoughts and opinions of you. It's crazy. You have the friendship of the ringleader of the show. You should have never came on here in any attempt to bash your cousin whatsoever. You should have been playing neutral as all get up. Neutral neutron. That should have been you. It's crazy to me. And even when all that Martell and Melody stuff was going on behind the scenes, you just back there not with a care in the world, nothing to say. Get in the mix with other things. If you want to dissolve this whole me against Tisha story. You friends with Mel. I'm sure you were around when all the bullshit was happening with Martell. Speak up. Say that he full of crap. And I'm sick of Martell always talking about something. He told Nell, I ain't cheated on nobody in 3 years. That's because you've been divorced. Period. Y'all, we got to wrap it up. I have a frog in my throat. When I talk too long, my throat gets really, really dry in the wintertime. But let's move on. So everybody gets ready to go horseback riding. Kiki's derailing the plan, blah, blah, blah. Tisha's mad that Kiki's still there when they get to the horseback riding place. And she just gonna ignore her. There's 2 Black women that own this place. And one of them is a psychotherapist and a couples therapist. Journeyology. Take a spoonful of honey for your... Yep, I'm definitely going to do that as soon as I'm done. Thank you so much. And drink some elderberry tea. But it's just, when I talk a lot, it just gets crazy. I don't know why. It just always happens in the wintertime. But moving on, y'all. But thank y'all. They talk about all the things they're going to do. Everybody picks a horse. Courtney steals Stormy's horse. And Kimmy don't want to get on the horse. Because she said, it can sense your energy. So basically, Kimmy, the horse can sense that you full of shit. So you don't want it to buck and throw you off. Is that what it is? Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Shout out to Lady B. You are so right. Usually I try to make some of my tea before I do the video, but I thought I could just get on here because we getting ready to go out for Christmas Eve to our family's house. So I thought water would just be enough. So I'm going to follow my instincts and listen to you next time and make my damn tea before I get on here. Child, I'm hard-headed. But thank you so much. I love y'all. Y'all be caring about me and stuff. I appreciate that. So Kimmy don't want the horse to buck a fake ass off of the horse because she full of crap. And horses can sense bullshit, okay? They can sense it a mile away and they go crazy off of your negative energy. Also, I feel like Kimmy wanted to stand behind and talk to the therapist so that she can change the whole story. She can shape the story of the therapy session and make it about Kiki instead of having to actually talk about what's really going on amongst them, like their individual problems. Because the first thing y'all notice, everybody was like, when she said she's a couples therapist, everybody's sighing like, oh, I don't want to do this. Because Maurice and Mark, sorry y'all, my brother FaceTiming me. I'm like, child, I told you to ask me before you FaceTime me now. Moving on. Um, can y'all hear me? Make sure y'all can let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat, because sometimes my mic goes out when people call my phone. But let me know if Angie, let me know if you can hear me, please. Um, Shout out to Angie. She is like so amazing. She is my mod, y'all. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give her credentials soon. I'm gonna go on in there today, girl. I got you. But moving on, Kimmy is talking to the therapist, and she's talking to her about, kind of a roundabout talking about the Kiki situation. Giving a whole bunch of word salad and jargon that nobody can care about. Just kind of roundabout talking about it's so much going on in the group and carrying on. It's like, okay, why are you not talking to this lady about why you uneasy about getting on the horse and why your energy is jacked up? Your energy is jacked up because your relationship, you're not happy in it. You over here defending your sister-in-law that you really don't give a damn about, but you just doing it to keep a damn storyline. Okay. You over here getting in the mix with this whole Kiki situation because you don't have shit to talk about, but you still want to be on TV, but you don't want to tell the truth. You need to talk about your own shit. How about that? Talk to her about how you feel like your husband doesn't protect you. Your husband doesn't, he cares more about getting his dick wet and how you can produce the lubrication naturally to get it wet, besides him having to use Astroglide every time he try to lick his little slithering slimy dick inside of you. How about that? Or about how you really feel like he doesn't really care to nurture your health. All he want to do is nurture his penis and his needs. How you tired of doing everything for him. How you handle all of y'all properties. You taking care of his kid when he's there. He still puts his ex-wife ahead of you because that's the mother of his son. How you still cleaning up the house and you still recovering. How he don't help you do shit. Talk about that. Y'all, it's getting bad. But after all of that, Kimmy trying to derail the situation. The psychotherapist says, I only take divine appointments. She senses the energy in the group and she's going to figure out where she's going to go with it after that. I feel like the psychotherapist could see right through Kimmy's bullshit. She could see that Kimmy was trying to, because Kimmy was saying stuff without really saying, she wasn't really saying nothing. You was coming over there talking to her, and it seemed very pointed that you want to walk around with the therapist and talk to her. Why are you didn't want to get on the horses so you can come over there and bullshit the therapist and switch the narrative? It slightly worked. I don't know what all they talked about, if they're going to play any more from this session, because it seems like they kind of rounded it out in this episode. But this episode really pointed out a lot of people's bullshit. You see the forest for the trees through a lot of these fools on this show. We really get to see where Stormy is pivoting and changing. We see Tisha is still going to be childish. Kimmy is totally against Mel. Nell is basically trying to pussy pop on a handstand and pivot back and forth wherever she feels comfortable. She want to be friends with everybody, and that's not going to work. And Kiki just trying to get in wherever she fit in and get back in the group because she's trying to get a check. Okay, so they all ride the horses. They come back. They sit down and talk. And here go Marcel with his soliloquy talking a bunch of shit. So they talk about how Kiki and Tisha have a problem. They ask Kiki, is she willing to, Nell gives her whole song and dance about why Kiki is there and how she feels bad. She's trying to build a relationship with Tisha and she don't want to hurt her. Girl, bye. Okay? Who cares? Why are you so pressed to be friends with Tisha? So then they talk about Kiki kind of says, listen, I apologize. I'm done with it. Like, it's nothing else I can do. So Marcel goes into this whole soliloquy, talking a bunch of SHI. He's saying he wants to leave the door open because of love. Okay? And personally, it's not up to them. And he has family members that he loves but doesn't get along with. Is it your brother Mark? In my opinion, allegedly. Just a question. So he starts to give a whole bunch of word salad with cucumbers and tomatoes and everything in it. And he says, it's just like this fire. The fire's been burning the wood. But if I put water on it, it doesn't bring the wood back. What in the Toll House cookie are you fucking talking about? I don't give a shit about. What are you talking about? What in tarnation? What does that have to do with the tea in China? You are sitting up here. You don't want to talk to Kiki. Just say that. You are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why do you know what bothers me so much when Marcel does this stuff? That everybody be sitting there listening to him and just really dialed in, like he's saying some shit that makes sense. I just want somebody with some sense to speak up and be like, "What in the fuck are you talking about?" So you don't want to be around Kiki then? That's what you're saying? You don't fuck with her no more. All right, cool, bet. That's what I would have said if I was there. I'd have been like, "So hold on, the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Why do y'all sit there and listen to this nigga? You don't fuck with Kiki then, right? Is that what you saying?" And if he had went into another, all right, bet you don't fuck with her. Next, therapist, you gonna fix this or we gonna move on? Cause I don't got no time to be listening to nobody in their bullshit. Cause this is a bunch of bullshit. That's what that is. Yeah, when you throw water on a piece of wood, the fire goes out. What the fuck are you trying to say? Kiki, the flame, you know what? Put your gasoline drawers on and set them motherfuckers on fire, and the water ain't gonna put that out. I'm done, y'all. I ain't got nothing else to say. This nigga here, I don't know. I can't. I won't, and I cannot. I can't do no more. Y'all, let me get up off here. I got to go to my family's house. I want to take the time to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.